Apparently the hits just don't stop coming, because today, not only are we going over Yoimiya that we had for the previous video, but we have Sayu, who's a Claymore ninja? An Anemo Claymore ninja coming out soon officially. Obviously, you can see here, official Genshin Impact tweet by Paimon. I don't know why they're letting loose all this hype already. We still don't have 1.6 with Klee and Kazuha yet, but we have this nice little girl, and we have a little bit of information on her, as well as some changes to Ayaka that we're gonna go over in this video for you guys. So, big Sayu, I know, Claymore Ninja, what is this thing? Dude, Milk Tank, think Rollout from Pokemon. That is what Sayu is all about. This is the elemental skill. You can hold it for up to 10 seconds and you're going to curl up and start dashing around in a little ball. You can do up to 10 seconds of this, and then when you release it, you'll ninja kick out of it as well, doing AoE Anemo damage. Now, while you're rolling around, you're going to have higher resistance to interruption, so you can get smacked around a bit there. And on top of that, you can choose to roll around in whatever way you want, and you can end it by hitting E again, and it'll kick you out, and it'll do a larger amount of AoE damage. Or you can just press it, and you'll roll a little bit and auto kick on out of it. So to do the roll, that's the highest damage move there. And while you're rolling around, you're going to have elemental infusion like a lot of the other Anemo characters do have. So if you come into contact with, you know, hydro, cryo, pyro, electro, you're going to be doing bonus damage from that elemental infusion there as well. Now, the longer that you're rolling around, if you go up to that full 10 seconds, much like Child's elemental burst, the longer your cooldown on your roll is going to be. So what else does Sayu do here? The elemental burst here is going to be a little bit of a Bennett boy sort of thing. We'll touch on that right now. So you'll summon your elemental burst, and it's going to do a couple things for you. Now, this can heal and do damage as well. So if all your characters are above 70% HP, much like Bennett's original cutoff, you're going to attack an enemy and do large AoE Anemo damage. If there's a character below 70% HP in your party, it's going to heal the character at the lowest amount of HP. The healing here scales off of Sayu's attack. If there's no enemies nearby, and all characters are above 70%, so maybe you're running around in the world, right, just hanging out in Mondstadt, it'll also heal, which I'm not sure how super useful that's going to be, because that's really only out in the world that would ever happen, where you're damaged but no enemies near you. So take that for what you will there. Now, some passives here. This first one here, tugging at my heartstrings. So when Sayu's in your party, you're running around the world, some wild animals like, I don't know, crystal flies won't run away from you when you run up to them. So hey, if you want to get that pay to win, get in there. Most pay to win passive in the game. Forget showing specialties in Mondstadt and Leeway. No, crystal flies never run away from me. I'm in there like swimwear for sure, but some other ascensions that matter here. So when you trigger a swirl reaction, it's going to recover some HP for your team there. It's going to also scale up based on your elemental mastery. That can be triggered once every 2 seconds, so it's going to be a nice little supportive function for them. And then your second ascension here, your elemental burst, when you're summoning him, will receive some bonus traits here. When you get up to level 7, you get this ascension. When it heals a character, all other party members next to that character will also be healed for a small percentage of what you healed them for. So it'll be nice in multiplayer situations, right? You heal one ally and then it heals the other 2 allies as well, and it's going to have larger AoE on the damage if you are doing damage. And remember, that happens if everyone is 70% HP or higher to get that damage. Constellation C1, very similar to the Bennett's. This is always going to make your elemental burst both heal and do damage always. It doesn't matter whose HP is below or above 70%, you're always doing damage with the burst, and you're always healing with the burst. C2 here is going to give a damage bonus to your roly-poly maneuver, right? The good old rollout from Milk Tank. This goes up to 66% damage increase. You're going to gain a stacking damage percent increase all the way up to that max 10 seconds that we talked about. That is pretty cool there. C4 there, he recovers 1.2 energy every time she triggers a swirl reaction. This occurs once every 2 seconds. And then C6 is pretty interesting here. For every point of elemental mastery Sayu has, your elemental burst is going to gain a scaling attack percent as well as healing percent. Now, you can gain up to 400% bonus attack from your EM. That's the cap here for your elemental burst, and up to 6,000 flat additional healing. Now, it's a pretty cool character. I don't know about the whole ninja Claymore thing. You'd think it'd be like daggers or something, but I guess they've done like swords enough, right? Coming up in the future here, because we have Ayaka that we're going to be going over as well. But very interesting, big rollout, sounds kind of fun to use. All in all, Sayu seems pretty good. She's got a lot of cool things going for her there. The C1 seems like almost possibly necessary there. I could see some awkward moments where you want to do damage with her burst, but you have someone that is below 70%, so you go to do damage, but you're locked into healing that one person. So getting that C1 to always do both seems pretty nice for her there. I'll have to really kind of see that, experiment with that rollout. I want to see it in action. Hopefully you're zooming around the battlefield. Zoomer Ninja would be the best thing of all times. But let's move over to good old Ayaka. You'll have to let me know how you feel about her down in the comment sections below. Now, Ayaka stuff here a while ago, she got her stat that she gets from her Ascension Awakenings changed. It's a better one now. I forget which one it is, but I think it's much better than it was before. It used to be like cryo damage, now it's like crit rate or crit damage, something like that. It's very, very strong. Now there's some constellation changes here, and I know she's a 5-star character, but I also know that a lot of you guys have been looking forward to Ayaka coming out. So a lot of you guys have just been like, haven't pulled on any character going to C6 Ayaka. So C1 here, when Ayaka's normal attacks deal cryo damage to enemies, there's a 50% chance that the cooldown of her Kamisato art Hyoka is reduced by 0.3 seconds. This can occur every 0.1 seconds. So it's going to shave the cooldown of that skill into the floor. You're going to be able to use that skill much more effectively. C2 here, Kamisato art Sometsu. I think I got that right. Anyway, we'll release 2 smaller blade storms, each dealing 20% of the original blade storm's damage. So that's a 40% damage increase, because you get 2 of them at 20%, 40%. They're counted as separate attacks, so they can crit. You know, the skill if your crit chance, your crit damage, all of that good stuff there. So that's a very powerful constellation. And C4 here is going to be even nicer. C4, enemies damaged by your blade storms from the skill Sometsu have 30% defense down for 6 seconds. Now remind yourselves, you're going to hit multiple enemies with this, because you're going to have your normal blade storm and the C2 for the 2 smaller ones. So you're going to be able to get a lot of enemies hit by this 30% defense down, and that's going to be very nice. C6 here, Ayaka's damage increases by 10% for 3 seconds. When you deal critical cryo damage, this can stack up to 5 times. So it's a 50% damage bonus if you want to go all the way to C6. We've seen some more crazier C6s lately, but this one still seems very, very nice out there. Now, we don't have any other information on her right now, but we know that they're showing them all. They showed all these characters to us today: Sayu, Ayaka, and Yoimiya. I butchered her name. Yeah, I think it's Yoimiya. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll settle with that one. But let me know which one of these 3 you're looking for. There's a lot of other stuff that I'll probably be covering tomorrow. All of it else in one video there, just to see what you guys have interest in, because there's a lot of cool stuff coming out in the Inazuma arc of Genshin Impact. If you guys want to see more stuff on that, as well as the banner reviews and the character reviews and the character build guides coming out for these repeat banners 1.6, stay tuned for that stuff as well. As always, have fun out there, and I'll see you in the next one.